Hello, back on track with Reflection today, and I'm not going to play the whole song because none of the music has actually changed. This is all about rhythm I want to talk about today. I'd basically reinvented the rhythm to the point where I thought I was happy with it, but I've discovered something today that's just a huge red flag to my process in general and something that I need to be really aware of. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play you what's in the looped section, and then I'll stop it and then I'll show you what the problem is. Never talk without turning your microphone back on. Okay, so at first blush, I thought I'm pretty happy with that. We're getting there. I try to get to the situation these days where I can turn my drums into audio files reasonably early. I'll keep the original MIDI stuff. I can always go back to it if I want to tweak the patterns or whatnot. But I want to get the audio. I want to see the wave files. It helps visually to really know where all of your drum lines are, and having them as tiny MIDI dots is just a problem. And at this stage, this is where the issue lies, because what I've discovered is that we've got some pretty unpleasant masking of sounds, or I don't really know how to explain it, but I've used 3 different drum sounds here, and it's the combination of all 3 of them that you're actually hearing. But one of the artifacts of this is that we have similar sounds on different drum kits that are actually interfering with each other. Now, can you see we've got D1 snare, and it says D sharp 1 claps. It isn't. It's actually a snare. It's just a function of, because I'm only like looking at one set of drum maps, but I'm spanning over 2 different drum kits here. It doesn't know what to call D sharp 1. One of the other kits has got claps. It's actually this snare sound. So that's coming from a Beat Agent kit. And the D1 is this snare. Now, until I soloed the kit, well, actually, I'll do that first. I'll just solo the rhythm, and we'll just focus in on 4 bars so that it's really clean. We can really hear what's going on. I really like the heartbeat kick. I'm trying to get away from just generally kind of just disappearing off on a side note for a moment. I'm trying to get out of the habit of feeling like I have to use real drum kits. Of course I don't. I can use any sound that I want. But I do tend, because we all love the sound of the acoustic kit, and the acoustic agent in Groove Agent sounds very good, it's really tempting to just completely leave it as is. But I am free to use absolutely any sound that I want. And this must be a kick, must be a snare, must be a hi-hat, must be cymbals. It's just like, well, where is that written down? And I've been better at this in the past in terms of using exotic sounds and not caring. And I kind of fell back into a rut, I guess, of just using the sounds that I was given. Anyway, that's a side thing. So I really like the kick sound, but the snare isn't working. And it's still hard to tell why, until you solo just the snares. There. That was a particularly bad example, but there are multiples here. That's a bad note. So when you really, really focus in and say, just listen to that frequency range, these 2 sounds are actually bumping into each other, And that little pattern between 36 and 37 kind of sounds rubbish. Even take the middle one away to make it even starker. Yeah, that's rubbish. So your ears miss this stuff. When there's too much going on, they miss them. I suppose that's one of the advantages of having a real human being playing the drum kit. You can't get these like multiple sounds being played too close together, because no human being would do that. But that's not me. I've got 3 different drum kits running here, and it's really difficult. You can see the graphical issues that I've got. If multiple of those kits are using the same note, Groove Agent can't represent that properly. There's no way for me to see a true representation of what this composite drum sound actually looks or sounds like. I can't easily move stuff around. Rearranging notes, in particular if you're using acoustic agent kits, is pretty tricky. It can be done, but it's probably more trouble than it's worth. Beat Agent is simpler. It is relatively straightforward to move notes around in there. And with these kits, these are the 3 kits that I'm using. So we've got 2 Beat Agents and an acoustic. And this is just a really ugly way of managing one's rhythms. And it's one of those things that I'm going to need to have a good old think about how I manage this going forward. Because I've got myself into a situation here where I'm going to have to start auditioning individual frequency ranges of sounds, find all of the kind of hat-like sounds across these 3 different kits and just solo them, and hear if there's any of these weird, could be resulting in any kind of artifact of these 2 sounds clashing with each other and not producing the sound that I'm expecting them to. So this is a bit of I was actually going to do a video today. I'm really happy with the drum sound. Got this nice rhythm. It feels really good. It sits in the track well. I've cleaned out a load of the rubbish, simplified it down a lot. And then I kind of stumbled across this problem and thought, well, that's interesting. I need to raise this to my attention so that I make sure that I don't do it again. Always struggling with rhythm. A function of not having physical drum kits is this. If you're not prepared to take something basically straight out of the can and say, right, thank you very much, I'll use that entire pattern and just play with the patterns, and that's totally fine. You could make a really good sounding drum rhythm with just the patterns on this kit. I've soloed everything, haven't I? And it would sound amazing. The kits themselves are really good. Bit fast there, but slow it down by half. So that's still the current challenge. I've got to get the rhythm fixed before I even think about the rest of the music. I really want to get the rhythm absolutely solid and then start basically re-recording a lot of this music, because I'm really happy with the song as a piece of music. Just lots of it needs to be re-recorded over an absolutely rock solid drum line. That's where I'm aiming for. Wouldn't be worth doing if it was easy. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please hit the like button. See you for the next one. Thanks very much.